Welcome to BYOB. Now is the time to build your own business and push your brand forward. Join us each week for fresh, innovative strategies to bring your brand and business to new heights. Call in at 888-994-4995, Studio B. Now let's get to the show. Brand and business to new heights. Call in at 888-994-4995, Studio B. Now let's get to the show.
Hi guys, here's my imaginary bell. How are we doing today? I know you're probably like, who are these weird people? Like, who are these beautiful people? Because we're just like
weird
super camera ready.
Yeah.
My name is Bianca.
I'm Riley.
And this is my first ever episode of WWQBD. What would Queen Bee do? So this is a great advice segment. I have Mr. Riley here today, and it's all about how, I saw it first on TikTok where people would be like, I need help because my sister wants to share a wedding with me, and there's these really weird, really crazy questions. So I thought I would go on Reddit, and I thought today that we could answer some of those questions. But before we do that, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Who are you?
A little bit about myself. Well, I'm a natural problem solver. I thought
you said a natural problem, and I was
I'm a natural problem. I'm a natural problem waiting to be solved. That's why I came to Bianca, the guru here. But yeah, we're just, here to be, Reddit warriors today. Like all those obscure. When you're actually feeling down and you have like some obscure question, you Google and like Reddit will come up with an answer. Like, why don't we, try to help some of these people. Hopefully,
if you guys ever have like a question, like a really odd, specific question, feel free to like reach out to us. You can email us. We'll like bianca13.smith13@gmail.com. Just email me there. It could be anonymous. You could say your name. It's whatever you want to do. But I think I'm qualified to give advice because I am a very logical person. I believe I'm very logical. And I also see things from other people's perspectives. So if you ever have an argument, I'm always like, hey, I know you feel like this, but how does the other person feel?
And if anything, this person could be asking people already in their lives for advice, but we're just another perspective to throw into the mix, in case you want one more voice, one more opinion.
So we're going to start off with an interesting title. My wife and I want to become parents, but I worry it could hurt my relationship with my twin sister. Fun fact, they say twins are less likely to get married because they already found the one for them. I know the title probably sounds weird. It is not, I promise.
I think that's why we chose it. It stuck out a little bit.
My twin sister and I are incredibly close, and she is my best friend. She has a really hard time getting pregnant, and she has yet to give birth to a children after 5 years of trying. She has had many miscarriages along the way and grieves for all of them. My wife and I are talking about the possibility of having our own spawn, and we would like to begin to try. I worry that if my wife and I do succeed with becoming pregnant and having a baby, it will hurt my relationship with my sister. She often confides in me that she feels pain and jealousy seeing our peers begin to have kids, seemingly very quickly, while she has spent years and countless hours with doctors only to be filled with grief. I love my sister and don't want our relationship to be strained, but I want to continue my life's journey with my wife and become a father. Any advice is very much appreciated.
Well, until we delve into it further, my gut reaction would be to I sympathize with living every moment of your life trying not to hurt the people you care about, but you want to have children, you know what I mean? I think he should obviously, since he's so close with his twin sister, check in along the way, but still continue to do whatever you want to do. It's your life, have a child, you know what I mean? I would not stunt myself that way, I guess, for someone else. And I'm not sure she would want him to, unless he didn't mention that in there. Do we ever, it is a he, right?
It's a he. Yeah. He never said his sister would be mad. He never said that he asked her either.
That's what I mean. So it's a little vague. We're not sure exactly if she ever sent a text don't do it, or you know what I mean? So we don't know if that's in his head or not.
So what if she did? What if you had a sister or twin sister and she was I really
I'd be
don't want
upset.
you. Yeah, what would you do? Would you still have kids, or would you say no way, I'm not gonna have kids?
I'd probably at first have an angry reaction, that's not fair. How can you ask that of me? Over time, I'd feel guilty. Maybe it would. I don't think it would stop me, but I think it would delay it. Do you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because it would have me thinking about it and stuff.
I mean, I feel really bad for the sister, of course. Having a miscarriage is one of the most awful things you can have in your life. However, I think that if he were to have a kid, it'd be like she would have a kid of her own. Like she could be able to help him out on the weekends or like go and visit like the kid.
Yeah, and I think she'd see that in time. I think that's hard to accept like right away.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's awful. And she probably would be like, I wish that was my child, but to stop your life, especially like, I wonder how the wife would feel if he went, yeah, my sister would be really upset if we had a kid.
Right. Well, she's like, you're married to me, not your sister.
I'd be like, what is this? Weird, like, this is our life. At the end of the day, it's your life. And it's like, I want to make a life with you. Like, why does your sister have a say in that?
Well, we know the rules of like, she comes first. And this post alone, she's not coming first. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do we say?
What do we say?
I would say have the kid.
Yeah.
Have a conversation.
No, that's the final verdict
kid.
for sure. Have the conversation. Don't shy away from the conversation, because then obviously it's something that's going to affect or hurt her, or whatever. Then you can't shy away from the conversation really at any turn if this is someone that you really care about. You know what I mean? You kind of have confront it every time, but still do whatever you want.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
True. So now we have another question. How do I ask this shy/nerdy boy on a date? I'm a 16-year-old girl wanting to be able to ask this guy on a date, but he's really quiet and stays at home sort of dude, and we both have similar interests, but I really want to take him out to a manga store or go get some food with him, but I don't want to make him anxious or have a bad time. How do I ask him out? Have you ever asked someone out on a date?
Oh God.
I would lose my mind. That
I'm just trying to think if any of these technically count.
I don't know what it is with that stuff.
No, I always start as like, we're friends, and then we fall into something.
I feel like one of the best advice that I've ever given my friends is that when you are gonna go out with a dude, be friends with them first, and then have it develop naturally. Because a lot of my friends, for example, I have a friend every single time that she's with a dude, they always just like start going out on dates, and then they decide like, okay, like we're dating. It's not fun like that, because I feel like you already know what you're gonna get into, because it's like, well, I already know he wants me, so I don't like care. But when you're friends, it's like, oh my gosh, like, does he like me? That's
but then,
crazy.
You know, the friend zone thing, it sometimes it never transition from friends, and sometimes you're in friend purgatory.
You ever been brother zoned?
Brother zoned?
One of my friends, she was like, oh my gosh, there's this dude and he really likes me, and I really don't like him, and I don't know what to say. And I was like, you gotta brother zone him. And she's like,
where
what?
you say, like, you're like my brother?
I was like, you're like a brother to me.
Oh,
like, you're like my grandpa.
Like, I feel like even like you gotta go even farther with it. Like, you're like Professor Snape to me. You know what I mean? Like, say something like very unattractive.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
So how, if you were asking like a shy, nerdy person out on a date, what would you do?
Well, I was just thinking from this alone.
Because I wonder if she's like an extrovert.
No, she is shy because she asked this question on Reddit. An extrovert would have asked the question.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? That's maybe I'm too cutthroat, but like that's my take on it.
Yeah.
So they're both shy, but the fact that like she's the one contemplating it and posting about it, she has the upper hand. So she can like if you can like get yourself into like the mood one day or something, like where a day maybe you have a particularly good day, so you're not feeling like down around it, and you can have your confidence up. Like the ball's in your court. Like if this is the guy that's like shy and scared to talk, I get what you mean. Like rejection kind of sucks and everything, but more than likely, just make you feel better, he'll reject you because he's shy, not because like anything's wrong with you. Do you know what I mean? It's more like he'll be like, I'm not ready. Do you know what I mean? Or like that's how I would take it.
Definitely. I feel like if you want to ask him out, I would say hang out in a group first, because you get to make him feel more comfortable. Like, let's say you guys have 4 mutual friends and you're all like in this little friend group. You're like, hey, like why don't the 4 of us go out? And like you hang out with him in a group, like interact more in the group because he feels more comfortable and not just like one-on-one. And then later you could be like, hey, you know, I'm gonna go to the manga store later, or you know, I'm really hungry right now. I think, do you want to go get some food with me? Just kind of make it seem like very casual. That's the art of humanity.
You just gotta trap people. Yeah. You know, you gotta come up with like some plan, figure out what they like. It's because
some people really like it when you're like, yo, shawty, picking you up at 9 p.m., be outside in a nice dress. Other people are like, that is the most terrifying thing on the planet. I'd rather have me be asked than be told. Some people like being told and some people like being asked.
Yeah, I would say more women nowadays would prefer to be asked, don't you think?
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that with the boy, I think that if you were to ask him, you have to make it seem like it's a very casual thing. Not even make it seem like a date in the beginning, but like once you're on the date, just be like, hey, like, I like your clothes
That
today.
is true. Boys get like cold feet. Like my, like I don't know, my sister with her fiance, and we kind of did like the same stuff. Yeah, I just feel right. You have to make it seem like it's their idea. Like there's no
Yes.
pressure. Do you know what I mean?
That stuff is
So
so
it's like,
funny.
no, I'm not asking you out. You actually want to ask me out. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, yeah, like that is a good idea because it was my idea.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're like, wanna go out to-
especially like also I'm just comparing because like my sister's fiance is like, he's I don't know, I don't want to use the word, but like kind of a nerd. So in the sense that hang on. That's where I get my ideas.
The coffee cup?
Yeah. In the sense that, yeah, he's like a nerd that, I don't know. This is just applies to him. But him being like an introvert and like to himself and like kind of like that he's kind of a know-it-all in the sense. So since he's a know-it-all, let him know that, you know what I mean? Like he needs to think he's like, it was his plan the whole time. I don't know, sometimes that's how these introverted guys are. You know what I mean? Like they're reading so many books, they just think they're so intelligent, that's why they're not talking to you.
I know some people that are like, for example, I knew a group of guys who were just so incredibly, so much smarter than all their friends that they were just like mean to them because they were like, these conversations are stupid, like I'm so much smarter. Yeah. Because they're like, well, I'm here and you're here. And I was like, they were always nice to me. But
which
like,
is never really a good attitude to have.
Yeah.
No, even Stephen Hawking shouldn't act like he's better than people, you know what I mean? But
like, it's whatever. Like, just be chill. Because obviously you're not going to have like these super scientific conversations all the time. It's like,
well, you're going to be really, if you have that attitude, you're going to be really smart and alone. You know what I mean? So good for you, but.
So what is the final verdict? Have her like make him think it's his idea?
Yeah, I like that. I think,
Don't pressure it.
My thing with guys like that are introverts, like you gotta ease him into it. He'll get like, I don't know, not cold feet, but they're just like like a skittish horse or something. You know what I mean? Approach slowly with your hand like this.
You'd be like, wow, like, come here into the stable.
You cannot just run up and go like, oh, horsey, he'll flee.
That's true. Okay, good idea. All right. My boyfriend bribes me to lose weight. What should I do? I'll keep it brief. Since the beginning of the year, I started dieting.
Wait, she said bribes?
Bribes.
Okay.
Like give him, I don't know, I guess give him money. So I started dieting, and since I have lost 8 kilograms, I don't know how many pounds that is, but recently I've hit a plateau and haven't been able to lose weight for a bit. My boyfriend instead insisted I wasn't dieting correctly and tried to put me on his diet, but it made me feel very sick as it lacked nutrition.
I have a lot of opinions about this, but I really wish you gave us more details.
So I stopped. Ever since, he has become quite obsessed with my weight. He calls me a quitter and not committed in front of my whole family. I weigh about 65 kilograms and I have 164 centimeters tall, so I wouldn't say that I'm overweight. He questions me daily on what I eat, if I've been exercising, and if not, he will lecture me about how a girl shouldn't be bigger or stronger than her boyfriend. He is naturally skinny, smaller.
Okay, there, I wanted to know his size.
Recently, I told him I was interested in an Apple computer, and he said if I lose weight, he will buy me one.
A computer?
I feel totally offended and don't know what to do because it has come to the point where he's bribing me to lose weight. Has anyone experienced this before with their partner?
Well, somebody got really comfortable, is what I'm going to say.
Oh my God.
I feel like maybe at some point, like, they had a conversation where they're like, babe, I love when you're honest with me. And he just, like, took it really far.
He's like, oh, you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Also, this man does not sound like the most sexiest dude on the planet. Even if he was. Like, let's say he was Chris Hemsworth. You cannot
It's going to be hard not to tear him apart
like
right now.
Because it's a lot of women and a lot of men struggle to either gain weight or lose weight. Like, I struggle to lose weight, and my brother is trying his hardest to gain weight. Like a lot of people struggle with that, and it's like I understand. Because
if I eat like 3 normal meals a day and like go to the gym, I lose 6 pounds. Like it doesn't make like my body is just trying to kill me.
So it's also like when she explained her weight, I didn't like she said like she's not necessarily overweight. She might have like a little part of her body where she's like, oh, like my tummy is big, whatever. But it sounds more like he's way more concerned with how she looks.
Yeah, he's very interested in body image and stuff.
I feel like he definitely wants to be like, oh, like look at my girlfriend, she's so hot, like she's so skinny. Or all his friends are like, why is your girlfriend like so fat?
I don't know. I'm not trying to be Dr. Phil here, but I think there's something like more.
You have to be Dr. Phil.
I think there's more. Yeah, that's the whole point. But no, I think like there's something more going on than that. Like, yeah, part of it, I guess, is vanity. He wants his girlfriend to look hot, but like that comes from something in him. Do you know what I mean? Someone called him fat as a child, or not that, but do you know what I mean? Yeah, or there's some kind of like body image issue in there.
I feel like he might be reflecting his own feelings. Yeah, he's projecting his own feelings onto her. And like, who says that I feel like he definitely can't gain weight.
Right, or can't go somewhere else because like I would like, just no matter what, I would never try to, like, change the weight of, like, someone I was with, because, like, you can leave and get someone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't.
There's
Or
like,
especially if that's how they were, like, when you got together,
Yeah.
too. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't want to get, like, together, like, we started dating or something, then one of us starts getting obese. Like, you'd be like, okay, you should say something, right? You wouldn't be like, it's a matter of your health or
Yeah.
something. But
It's also-
that's not the case here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? This is just, like, nitpicking, like, get on Jenny Craig. Like, that's just being an asshole. Like,
it's more just also, it's like, if they asked you to help them lose weight, there's a difference. She might have been like, hey, I would appreciate it, like, if you kept me on track or whatever. And I think that he just took it way too far.
I was just going to say, like, she offered a sentence like that and probably regrets it, yeah.
And I mean, like, it sucks because I feel bad for her, because it's an awful thing when you're staying with someone consistently and they're looking at you and it's like,
oh,
like,
hell
wow,
yeah.
like,
oh my God, and probably monitoring what she
oh,
eats,
God,
you know what I mean?
That's awful. When they were to go out to a restaurant, it's probably like, sure you want that dressing on that
I
salad?
mean,
sure you want, like, not grilled chicken?
As a
rice?
person that's not in love with this man, I would just run away so fast.
So
like right now.
Does she break up with him, or does she have the conversation with him? Because it sounds like he doesn't listen, though.
Deadass, if this doesn't change, like, find someone better, sis.
Honestly, like, he doesn't sound like a good
was my
person.
best
He
Gen
sounds
Z
toxic.
sentence.
I feel like he's done something similar before where he's like, I mean, also he's bribing her with the computer. It'd be different if he was like, hey,
And
like,
he's materialistic.
yeah, it'd be different if he was like, I'm glad like you lost like 500 pounds. Like, I wanted to get you something special, not
just in the
if
sense,
you lose
or I'll
this
take
weight.
you to dinner. It's
Yeah.
kind of, but he's like, yeah, I'll give you 500 followers on Instagram. It's like, you know what? Go be superficial somewhere else.
Parrot. Right. Last question. It's called, am I a bad person? So my best friend, for almost 10 years has been battling mental illnesses and substance abuse. They have gone through super bad life events and they've definitely affected them and triggered some bad habits, some of these habits. To my problem, I am super tired. I feel like a bad person because I am tired of helping and always listening to the rambles about rehab, how life is bad and how difficult everything is. Don't get me wrong. I truly understand that they are not well and I'm not trying to shame them for their problems. But I'm done being a person that gets all the stuff dumped on my shoulders. I can't get my mouth open about anything that's important to me and get the feeling that they don't really even care about me. If they contact me, it's either because they want to borrow money, which I don't know anymore. Which I don't do anymore.
This one, I'm just going to say, how much time do you have?
I know that they buy drugs with it. Or they want to talk over coffee, which probably means I'm up for another rant about their problems. I also know I need to be super careful with how I put my words around them, because if they get angry if I say one thing wrong or something the wrong way. Also, I need to spam all my messages with emojis, or I get an angry message about how I am upset with them for the lack of emojis is making them insecure. Like, sigh. I really care for this person. They have been there for me when life has been rough, and I really want to be there for them. But I feel like I can't help them. I really don't know what to do. I know I can't continue being near them at the moment because I already have same resentment towards that person. I just really want my friend back. I needed to get this off my chest. I would really appreciate if you guys have any tips or help maybe. Thank you for reading this.
Wow. Well, I kind of have personal experience, well, not with this, because like a friend of mine who I've been best friends with since like high school recently went to rehab, and I haven't seen her for months, and we kind of distanced like the year before it because she had been so different. I wasn't exactly sure that she was on drugs or whatever, but just was like not someone I recognized, you know what I mean? And like, so we weren't really clicking. But when I talk to her now, and I still talk to her now, like she's in like a halfway house and stuff like that. She just, I get hit, I'm not sure, his frustration, because she repeats herself a lot, but that's the thing with addicts, is that it just becomes like, it neurologically affects your brain, and you're just like, that's all you want, or you kind of, where you get, I think because of the addiction, you kind of get on, what's that word, when you, broken record. You can't stop talking about the same thing, or just wanting money, or it's all to get to one goal, and your mind is always on one thing. So I find her like, I think she replaced like drugs with this problem with this one guy, and she always, whenever I talk to her, it's just about this same guy that she's been talking about for like 2 years. So like I get the tiredness. Yeah.
Like, I have a similar friend who's just like gone through, whenever she like goes through something with a boy, she talks about it for months and months. And I realized this the other day when I tried to push the subject away. I was like, so like, what's your favorite kind of dog? Just like random talks. And she'd be like, he really liked this kind of dog. And I was like, I don't care about him.
It doesn't matter. Like she'll put it back to that. You know.
And
what I mean?
feel bad for like, because I understand the whole thing about walking on eggshells. I've had friends where it's like you have to be very careful with what you say, because if you say the wrong thing, they're gonna get angry, they're gonna lash out, they won't talk to you for weeks. And I feel like a friendship shouldn't be like that, where you're walking on eggshells. And if I don't send you 30 emojis, you're gonna text me and be like, "Why are you mad?"
Did he say they get angry?
They get angry if he doesn't send enough emojis.
Oh. Right, like,
so if he's not like smiley face, heart, XO, cross, heart, blue heart, then it's not like a good enough message.
I mean, it's not fair to call. I mean, some people are needy, but it's not fair to addicts. I think it changes their personality, even if it's not about drugs. It's anymore. They become. I don't know. I'm becoming too. I'm not gonna put them in a box, but I just mean like, if she's still in the throes of it or whatever, then yeah, I don't think you can't expect her to be a very fair person right now. It's not. People can come back from it.
Yeah.
But right now.
So stay friends or no?
I think it's important to be supportive from a distance, but I've heard of, don't blame yourself if you can't, because I've heard many stories where like in the end people can only save themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So that person has to work on themselves. That's what I'm hearing. Stay strong, try and be their friend, but don't let them push you around. Don't be afraid to say hey. Anyways, well, thanks for coming to the first episode of WWQBD. What would Queen Bee do? Am I going to change the name? I don't know yet. Maybe. We'll have to see. Maybe Riley will become a permanent guest.
It's just the pilot episode. So
maybe he'll never come back. We'll never know. Anyways, it was nice having you on.
Right. They'll recast me. I was just in the pilot.
Alrighty, guys. Well, if you guys have any questions, if you want to text us, if you want to email us, if you want to leave a comment down below about any questions that you have, or if you have like a link to a question that you've seen, feel free to send it out. We will answer any question. Trust me, we are very knowledgeable. I'm a 19-year-old and he's 28. 27.
27 still. I have one more month for that. So.
Anyway, so maybe one day we can have Slick ask us some questions. Oh, I feel like that would be fun. We can give the questions to Slick and then he can ask us it. And then like I'll just like print them up so he can ask him.
Preferably on a really emotional day. Yeah.
Well, it was nice. See you next time, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to BYOB. Join us next time for a fresh perspective and innovative strategies to building your own business. If you are a successful business owner with tips to help or would like more information from our hosts or guests, please contact us at 866-224-5422. See you next time.